but based on a few non-fictional facts, so it's a mixture. Tell me when you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute, something's funny. What's going on? Odd single take. Video. Go.
Ready? Yeah. What about you, Gabrielle?
Yeah, go.
Retribution. About 1,000 years ago, from out of Afghanistan, Mahmud of Ghazni was leading an invasion force against Western India. His aim was twofold: to gain the wealth of India and to gain Muslim converts. He led a two-pronged attack. From the north, the cavalry and elephants. From the south, there were boats. And the target was the famous rich temple of Somnath. And he was aided by his lieutenant, Muhammad Ibrahim Fazal. After 3 weeks of heavy fighting, the jihad army burst through the gates of the Somnath temple, and they commanded the priests and the devotees inside the temple, convert to Islam or meet the sword. And the Brahmins and the devotees refused, and their heads were chopped off, and the ladies were taken into slavery and became concubines. Ibrahim Fazil grabbed 4 of the women who became his concubines, and they plundered the wealth of the Somnath temple. And Ibrahim Fazal used the money to build a big mansion, and he lived with 4 of the captured women. And he lived a very rich life. And he was very happy that he was the lieutenant of Mahmud of Ghori. And after many years, he died at the age of 75, happy and rich. And then, after death, his soul ascended to a luminous, rich palace. And he saw many beautiful dancing girls there. And in front of the dancing girls was a huge chest. And the chest had glittering golden coins. And the dancing girls told him, "Take what you want. It is all yours." So he approached happily the chest of gold, and he grabbed the coins. But then something unexpected happened. The golden coins turned into fire, and he felt his body burning. But he could not let go, and he suffered burning, and this happened in an astral hell world for hundreds of years. His body was burnt, but he could not let go of the burning golden coins. Finally, hundreds of years later, he was reborn, this time as a Hindu, this time in Somnath, and his name was Punitgupta. But because of his bad karma, he was a leper. His body bled, he was bleeding, and he smelled horribly. And he lived his life in front of the Somnath temple as a beggar. And because he smelled so much, people would spit at him, throw rocks at him, and give him food mixed with human feces. And his life was miserable, and he suffered much. And this went on until he was 40 years old. Finally, his karma of evil deeds was running out. And there was a saint who was told by his deity Vital to go to the Somnath temple, and there is a man that you have to bless because his bad karma is running out. So the saint was Tukaram, and he saw the leper that everybody was despising and throwing rocks at. And so Tukaram touched the head of Punitgupta, and all of a sudden his leprosy disappeared, and he was healed, and he could stand up straight. And he was very thankful, and he praised Lord Shiva, and he wanted to stay in the temple and become a devotee. But Tukaram said, no. There is a man you have to serve. Now, at this time, there was a Hindu warrior who led a Hindu upsurge against the Mughal Empire. And his name was Chhatrapati Shivaji. So Tukaram introduced Himatgupta to Shivaji. And Shivaji accepted him as his right-hand man. And he said, your task is to guard my sword, because my sword is very special. My sword was given by Mother Durga herself at the Tuljapur temple. And so Himatgupta followed Shivaji to wars after wars against the Mughals. And one day when Shivaji was trying to storm a fort, he was surrounded by Mughal soldiers, but his right-hand man Himatgupta fought them off, and he saved Shivaji. But in the process of that, he was cut down by the Muslim soldiers. So he then went to a different heavenly realm, his soul after death, and there was nothing but white snow, and there was a mountain, and he was attracted by a blazing light, and he saw a Shiva Linga, and this Linga made him very happy, and he ran up to the Linga and hugged the Linga, and afterwards he all of a sudden got reborn again into a human body, but this time he was a priest in a Shiva temple, and his name was Vital Tambre, and he enjoyed saying Shiva mantras, and with his vibhuti he would heal people, and he now lived a life of serving Shiva, and Shiva came to him and showed him all his past lifetimes. Finally, he realized He had paid for his sins. There was retribution. Now he was pure. And after 80 years, when he left his body, he merged with Shiva and got moksha. The end.